Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I want to ask you something. Did your father sit you down, maybe in middle school, maybe in high school, and say, okay, either here's the plan, or let's make a plan, or what is your plan for life, right? Because the typical American family kicks out their child as soon as they graduate from high school, which is a ridiculous plan. I'm reeling because I grew up in a wealthy household, and then at 18, I was completely kicked out. Not only was I kicked out, but no money for college. No money. None. But by that time, it was just my mother, and there was not a man alive in the house to say, oh, this is how you do this transition into adulthood of your child. I suspect there's been people talking, and I suspect that the poorer you are, the less likely there is that the scenario that I described, where the father sits down with you in middle school or high school and says, here is the plan that I have for you, or let's make a plan together, or do you have a plan to move into adulthood? The discussion was that there is no such thing. This is also the problem with men and women, that nobody sits down and says, let's make a plan, or here's how this should go. I've talked about arranged marriages in several videos and how they are almost 100% successful. There might be 1%, 2% unsuccessful with that. Literally 1 or 2% get a divorce. So it might be just, and I'm assuming that something really just earth-shattering happened for the 1% or 2% to have occurred. Like something egregiously wrong, something went wrong completely. Because arranged marriages come with a plan. That's not the whole purpose of arranged marriages. They come with a plan, and no matter how the woman feels, that plan is still set in motion. A lot of feminists today tell women that their feeling for the moment is all that matters. And then when you listen to women on TikTok of why they got a divorce, it's always that they, first of all, are completely illogical, right? And then they say, I felt overwhelmed. I felt I wasn't heard. I felt I was drowning. It's some sort of super over dramatic, and it's estrogen. That's all it is. It's estrogen. That's all it is. People do not realize what estrogen actually is. And estrogen really is one of those things, you take the good and you take the bad. Testosterone doesn't have that at all. Testosterone is order, logic, but it's also order and logic, and it's applied to everything. I'm going to make a cake. Order and logic says I'm going to make a cake, and I'm going to make it the best cake ever. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to draw a picture, and I'm going to draw a picture the best picture ever. This is why you have men caricatures who are just fantastic. The ones who sit on the sidewalk and draw you. Yeah, that's testosterone. I'm going to make a church. Okay, and then you get Notre Dame. It's order and logic applied to everything. Whatever the decision is, okay, let's throw some testosterone in. I'm going to make a city. No, I'm going to make a village. Oh, I'm sorry. I made it into a city with a complete sewer system, trash system, logistics of how to get in and out of the city, how to put food on the shelves so people can just come to the store and buy the food and not have to go farm themselves. Order and logic. Estrogen has none of that. If you can imagine a commercial kitchen, aka a restaurant, and the woman comes in and does the baking, and she comes in at 4 o'clock in the morning and she's finished at 6. And that's it. That's her day. The rest come in at 4 and they don't leave until like midnight. commercial kitchen. That's the difference between men and women, right? Did your father sit you down? And of course, I am being evil, or shall I say, I'm being not sarcastic, snarky. Is that the word? Because if you don't have a father in your house, you can't even be a part of this conversation. Isn't that terrible? And why do I say father and why don't I say mother? Because a mother is not going to sit you down and say, here's the plan. That's not in their nature. We have Trump in office now, so now we can talk about nature and gender roles. It is the role of the order and focus sex men to sit you down and say, okay, here's the plan. Here's the plan for life. It's also, if you really have a father and how you're supposed to be, your father isn't supposed to be working for somebody else. He's supposed to have a business, and you, as the son, are supposed to take over the business. So the conversation that you have in middle school and high school is, okay, we're going to transition you from high school to the business. And maybe it would be good for you to go to college and get a degree in this thing over here that would make the business better. There you go. We got a plan. Same thing with the plan with, okay, your mom and I want you to get married and have children. Let's make a plan. If not a complete arranged marriage, let's make a plan of how you're going to go about doing that. Where are you going to go find this woman who's worthy of our family? Because you don't just get married to a person. That's the notion of the heathen. That's the notion of the secular people who just go, oh no, you should get married for love. Oh, love is all that you need in marriage. Okay. And then when the times get rough, she leaves. Girl, he lost his job. No, you married for love. And love says, I'm here today and I'm gone tomorrow. That's what love says. You don't get married for love. That's not marriage. That's something completely different. That's Disney feeding you some crap so you'll watch their movie. That's what that is. Marriage is not love. I literally saw a quick clip, 30 seconds, of the father sitting the son down and saying, I didn't love your mother. I didn't even know your mother. But we got arranged to marry each other. And then over time, we grew fond of each other. Love oscillates. It's up, it's down, it's in, it's out. That's love. It's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. It's a wave. It's a pattern. And women have no patience when it's off to stick around. It comes back. It really does. If you're about love, you have to ride the wave. There is nothing that you like or love 100% of the time. Some people love their pets. But if you're a logical human being, your pet is going to do something that you don't like. Like, get in and destroy all your plants. Do you get rid of the pet if it destroys all your plants? No. You go, who did this? And then the dog looks all ashamed. And you go, don't ever do that again. Okay. And then you go buy new plants. And hopefully the dog doesn't destroy the new plants. And everything's fine. And you still love your dog. But women, for whatever reason, have no plan about them and have no logic about them and have no focus about them and say, I don't love him at this second. There is a lot of states who have something like a cooling off period for divorce. We're filing for a divorce. Okay, come back in a year and tell me you still want a divorce. And a lot of women insist on keeping that. Well, I made my decision and my girlfriends say that he's no good. You don't have any guy friends. The guy friends would say, he put you in a 5-bedroom house. You all have 3 kids together. He takes care of maintaining all of the cars, the house, the lawn. Everything looks perfect. Well, looks can be deceiving. Okay, is he doing something to you? No. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah, he beats me all the time. Do you know the instance of something bad, like really bad, terrible happening in a marriage? In any relationship, it's something like 1%. I know the feminists want you to, and the news want you to think it happens like 75% of the time. But no, they want you to keep watching the news, so they have to tell you this super dramatic stuff. Oh my God, somebody shot somebody. Oh my God. That's out of millions of people. They don't tell you that part. That's out of millions of people. That's out of hundreds of thousands of people. This one thing happened. For the most part, nothing bad happens in a marriage. The reason we have so much divorce is that women, first of all, it's the woman shouldn't have been, you should not have married the woman, right? There was no plan. When you make a plan and stick to it, you avoid stuff like that. Choosing a woman who is just not worthy of marrying. I know random women who might happen across this video and actually make it all the way to this point are going to be all, oh my God, I'm offended. How dare you say there are women that are not worthy? And what about the man? The man is the one who chooses the marriage, not the other way around. So we're talking about men. We're not talking about women. You have to select the correct woman. You have to vet. You have to vet everybody that you hang around. What is it? Do you ever watch the entrepreneurs talking to each other or trying to motivate people or whatever? One of the first things they say is you got to choose who you hang around. Everybody. No, you don't have just friends. I saw a black star. He's like a B-list actor. And he said that he went to his neighborhood once he made it, and they were jealous of him. They didn't congratulate him, and he internalized that jealousy and then did bad so he could be one of the boys again. Can you imagine? He made it to Hollywood. He started making good money and then sabotaged himself just to be with those group of people. I use that as an example, as a real world example of what people do because they chose the wrong people to hang around. You have to vet everybody in your life. You want to be with somebody like Shakaama, who, if you come to my house and you be like, Shakaama, I made it into a movie and they're paying me $500,000. Shakaama's going to say, Charlie, that's amazing. High five. Let me treat you to dinner. Let's go out and celebrate you. Let's go cheer you on. Because you made the right decision of having Shakaama as one of your friends. And you need 50 other Shakaamas. I literally have a buddy on Discord tell me that. He says, I need more Shakaamas in my life. Why am I getting emotional over that? I am your biggest cheerleader. I will. You want cheerleaders in your life. You want not just cheerleaders, because Shakaama will treat you to dinner, but Shakaama can't finance your business venture currently. Maybe in the future, but currently I can't finance your business venture. But maybe in the future I can. But you need half of your friends be Shakaama, and then half of your friends be somebody who can finance your business venture, or somebody who can mentor you into how to finance your business venture. There you go. I can tell you how to do stuff, but I can't monetarily, financially help you with that. I do have a thing on my Patreon, patreon.com/Shakaama, and there is a book on there that will this is before you get married, while you're married, if your woman is thinking about divorce, read this book and you will, if she files for a divorce, you won't pay a dime. No, she's not going to take your wealth. That's what the book is about. 100%. And when I say 100%, you won't pay not a penny. And yes, the book is for money. I'm selling it. Did your father sit you down and make a plan? I'm guessing a mom could say, let's make a plan about how to get married. But women are terrible. They don't make the decisions. I guess a woman could tell a daughter that. I've never been on that end of the, I've never been on the end of that conversation as a daughter, so I don't know. But women make terrible decisions as far as relationships go. Awful. Just horrible. You as the man, sit down, make a plan. And don't just go with your buddies and go, we're going to go cruising for chicks. Those days are over. I literally saw a guy hold up two scenarios. A guy was walking by and said, hey, you're cute. And the woman flipped out and called the police. And don't tell me that doesn't happen, because now it happens all the time. And what's funny is then you have all of these ladies go on TikTok talking about, why aren't the men hitting on us? Look at me. I'm so cute. I wore this outfit and I put all this makeup on. Why aren't they hitting on me? Why aren't they stopping me? Why aren't they approaching me? But you got women over here calling the police on people for literally saying, you look cute. In the gym, you look cute. I'm going to go get managed and have you thrown out. We're going to call the police. It happens. Now, the gym, if they're not of the right mind, calls the police. And they don't tell the woman that she's banned from coming in, because that's just one woman in one scenario where a man said this. They don't listen to the story. Hopefully, because Trump is in office, they will finally pay attention to the fact that women are not logical, and they're not checking out the woman and noting that she makes TikToks every day and embarrassing men and doxing men and getting men fired. They don't pay attention to that. So gyms, if you own a gym, you need to investigate the woman and kick her out. Ban her from your gym. If not, you're not going to have a gym. Period. What is this? What is this gym? The purple gym? And then they had to shut down 50% of them because nobody would come to them. Can I blame that on chicks embarrassing men on social media? Yes. Yes, I can. Because the data is out there. AI has the data. I'm sorry. You need a plan, and you need to vet every single woman, everybody in your life, your friends. No, you don't need homeboys, because what if your homeboy is a toxic friend? When I say toxic, I mean they're jealous, they're backstabbers, they're backbiters, they want to drag you down to their level. You don't need that. Just because you were located in the same area growing up and they happen to have a house next to you, that is not a recipe for a great friendship. If they happen to be a good person and they happen to have grown up next to you, there we go. That's fine. That's great. But you got to vet them, right? Don't be like the actor who started doing drugs and didn't get in movies because he wanted to hang out with his boys. Thank you all for watching. I wish all the best for all of y'all. I'm your biggest cheerleader. Vet the women, vet your friends, vet everybody. Vet Shakaama. Is Shakaama good for you? Give me a thumbs up. Thank you.